What's going on? I don't like to make videos like this because it brings attention to negative things, and as some of the people who watch my channel often know, I'm not a negative person. Yes, I yell at games and I get angry at games. So keep in mind, while I'm doing this, it's gonna come across like I'm awkward. Oh, I just hit my mic. It may also come off like I'm angry. It's not meant to come off like I'm angry. And it's not meant to come off like I'm a bootlicker. I wanna make two things very clear. The way Nintendo is handling this, handling their company, and the way Pokemon has gone about things in recent events, it fucking sucks. Announcing a DLC before the game releases and releasing it on the date that the game comes out, that just seems scummy. I read somewhere that it probably has something to do with the fact that Legend ZA got delayed and they didn't want to delay the DLC, which is kind of odd because if you can delay the game, then you sure as hell can delay the DLC. Not only that, it makes me kind of worried that maybe they don't have enough time to work on the DLC, so it could come out kind of bad. The tactics that Nintendo is employing, which I will talk about later, it's very scummy. We know this. As much as I don't like Nintendo with the way that they're doing things, I'm not going to stop buying the products. And I know I'm part of the problem by saying that. This is the second thing I wanted to say. I could stop buying the games, but the problem is for every 100 people that say I'm not buying this, there's 2,000 that are saying I am going to. I understand that may come off like it's a weak mentality type thing, but I'm not going to stop trying to enjoy myself because a company's doing something scummy. We're stuck in a consumer trap, if that makes any sense. Matter of fact, I got this comment here from a video from Beat 'em Ups. Now, I watched this after I filmed my first thing, so none of my thoughts are coming from this. But this comment here, what if we hear me out? We don't buy outrageously expensive games until Nintendo brings the prices back down. You're preaching to the choir here, bro, but I'm willing to bet most of the people in this comment section agree. But the problem is that for every one person that agrees, 1,000 people will just buy it anyway, and Nintendo knows that. So they raise their prices. As long as you maintain a certain percentage of your customer base, you're still making that money back. You're not losing any business. They're very well aware. That's just to get that out of the way. I don't support what Nintendo is doing, but I want to talk about two main things in this video. One, I've already, like I said, I'm a cheerful person, and I made a video on my second channel where I just talk, right? Talking about we need to just spread love and not hate. There's one thing that I want to get a point across, right? Art is subjective. We all know this. Art is possibly the most subjective thing on earth, right? It's like there's so much intricacies and design wise. It doesn't have to be paintings or drawings. It can be models, it can be statues, it can be a whole lot of things. I'm not gonna pull up any Instagram comment section, so I just have a comment for mine. I want to make it very clear, I don't take these things personal because I don't care, but it's other people that I care about. As we know, Mega Greninja, Delphox, and Chestnut came out, and I made some shorts. I made a long video, but then I made some shorts about my thoughts on the designs of each starter. And I released my Mega Greninja one, and I got a comment that said, "Dude fighting so hard to see the brighter. Brother, it's why they picked that design is beyond me." First of all, it's an aura farming ninja frog. How you can hate on that? Literally not a fucking clue. But this is a sentiment that is very widely pushed out. I get it. You don't have to like a design, and I'm not hating on you for not liking the design. Everybody at the end of the day has their own right to an artistic opinion. But this is the kind of thing. This maybe is not so extreme, but this implies that I don't believe what I'm saying. I'm disingenuous with how I'm explaining and breaking down how I enjoy it, where that's just not the case. And you'll see other people saying, oh my gosh, they went 3 for 3, and then you got people writing paragraph long comments digging into the person for liking a design. This is not an issue of us being easily impressed. It's not even close. This is more of an issue of people not willing to accept an opinion that is not theirs. Like I said, I personally don't care. I've been raised with the internet. I've been around the internet long enough to know that if I let this affect me, then I'm going to let other small things affect me. It doesn't matter to me. But there's other people who don't have that level of emotional intelligence. Spreading hate like this is unnecessary. I'll give another example. I like the elemental monkeys. Pampor and Singapore, those guys are both in my top 10 favorite Pokemon. A lot of people don't like those designs. They think that they're stupid. I think they're silly and they're cute and cool. When I would express my opinion on that, I would get comments like, oh my gosh, you're so easy to impress. How could you say something like that? When in reality, it's like, come on. Just like you have the opinion to not like it, I have the opinion to like it. Spreading opinions like that breeds hate. You breed hate with hate. You spread that to somebody, somebody's gonna give that right back. You don't want that. We want to spread love on the internet. And I get that's not some people's nature, but it's something I want to point out because that's a very large sentiment that I see everywhere. But that's really the lesser of the issues because the internet's always going to be the internet. People are gonna hate for absolutely no reason. It happens. What I really want to talk about is Pokemon putting Megastones behind a Nintendo Online paywall. I said this in my reaction, whether it's $2, $4, $10, I could not care any less. Locking this stuff behind a paywall is quite possibly the most scummy thing ever. If you're still confused as to how we get this information, it does say that you'll earn these rewards upon rising in rank and season rewards, which vary by rank, obtainable at the end of each season. One can take that and just assume, but if you look down here in this blue box, it says any Nintendo Switch Online membership and Nintendo account required for online features, insinuating that you have to use online features for this. And it also does say Greninjite, Delphoxite, and Chestnutite stones cannot be normally obtained during regular gameplay. Nobody reads this blue box. But when they get made aware of it on the internet, it enforces a FOMO, a fear of missing out in these people to where they want to buy Nintendo Online because they don't want to miss out on these megas. Now it does say here at the bottom as well, Megastones obtainable as promotion rewards are planned to be redistributed in future seasons. If it's again through online, that's terrible. That's like really bad. I guess you could say that you can get it at your own pace, but I wouldn't give them the benefit of the doubt at that point. And to point something else out regarding it being obtainable in future seasons, it says it is possible to have no more than one of each kind of Megastone, i.e. if you have one of these Megastones, you will be unable to receive another as a ranked battle reward. Why? If you're gonna make me pay for it, again, because you are enforcing a fear of missing out strategy, why would you not give me a second one? This is so unbelievably greedy, and we know this. We've come to know this from these guys. This is what they do. This is natural to them. What I really just don't understand is why they feel the need to treat the fans this way. The fans who will not stop buying their products because they have nostalgia. Nostalgia is a very hard thing to overcome. You gotta think about it. Mario's been around for 40 years at this point. Some people have been playing Mario since it came out. I've been playing Pokemon since before I was 10 years old. That's more than half of my life. We have sat there and supported this company for years. And what we get in return is nothing. It's absolutely gross and disgusting. If everybody as a whole could come together and be like, hey, we're not doing this, okay. But unfortunately, that nostalgic factor is going to really hinder in doing any of that. Nobody's gonna stop because of it. So they'll continue to do that, and they know it, and that's the benefit to them, is that they know that people are gonna keep doing it, so they're just gonna keep on going. That's another issue. That's the paywall. That's dumb. That's scummy. Regarding the DLC as well, I already said it. It's dumb. There's nothing more to say. Hopefully the DLC is good. Charging $30, like, think about it. I already had to pay $500 for a brand new console. And to get the Switch 2 version, the enhanced graphics, the enhanced FPS, the better running thing, I have to pay an extra $10. This is only Pokemon. They just re-released Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 for $70. A quick port from the Wii over to the Nintendo Switch for $70. Breath of the Wild. To get the Switch 2 version, the enhanced graphics, you have to pay an extra. Who came up with this? I'm already paying I already paid for an overpriced console. $500. This motherfucking thing is a generation behind. I want to play your valuable IPs in the brand new graphics, and you're like, okay, you have to buy that, but you also have to pay a little bit extra. It's going to cost $100 to fully unlock Legend ZA. Think about that. Got us by the nutsack and they're twisting it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe what they're doing. Next segment of this was going to be more about me complaining about people on the internet complaining about a whole bunch of stuff. A whole lot of me complaining about other people complaining. But when watching it back and trying to edit it, it came off kind of hateful. And I don't want to put that out. So I'm going to talk without showing the evidence behind it. Yes, the paywall is an issue for some people and the designs are an issue for some people, but another big issue that I saw from people was that they didn't like that they had to battle. Not just rank battle, not just pay for online. They didn't like that they had to battle it, that they couldn't find it just out there in Lumio City. Yes, what Nintendo is doing is idiotic. That by itself is probably one of the most idiotic things I've ever heard as well. There's two main things when it comes to Pokemon. You catch the motherfuckers and you battle with the motherfuckers. Literally nothing else to it. Those are the two main things about this this game. And especially if you know that the game is going to be primarily focused in battling, which we saw that with Legend ZA, which we saw that with the ZA Royale. Why even bother buying it? You're complaining about the wrong things. I saw another person say, yeah, it sucks because you're going to have to do all these battles and people are just going to find out what the best 6 Pokemon are and they're just going to take those instead. I guess I get that issue, but here are 2 counterpoints. One, there's literally somebody winning with a flippin' Venonat right now. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but there's a dude who's like actively winning competitive with a Venonat. It's insane. It's some of the most impressive stuff I've ever seen. And also, who's to say that that's going to be how we battle? Who says it's going to be a 1v1 or a 2v2 with 4 Pokemon? For all we know, you have to command your Pokemon in battle, right? Where's that, like, the freeze frame? You're like running out here and you have to command it and hit stuff in real time. It's going to be a different type of battling, if that makes sense. And if that's how we are battling, then there's no reason to complain about it. I remember when Apex was releasing all these milestone events and then they started releasing prestige skins, and the devs and the people just said, think with your wallet. Speak with your wallet. Don't buy it if you don't want it. But the best way to do it is to think with your money. If you cannot validate to yourself or convince yourself why you should buy this game, don't bother whipping your card out, brother. There's no point. That's all I really have to say. Let's spread love on the internet today. We can have civil conversations without being rude to one another. Because if you do things the opposite way, that's how things go downhill. I want y'all to have a good one. Peace out. I stream every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the most part. Twitch link in the description. Trash_Red Panda. And I should be back with a video about Mario Kart in the coming weeks. Not an angry one. Although I did get pretty angry.